Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome back to an episode where I'm going to try and get some redemption. So this is a location that I last visited with you on the channel last September when I had a visitor, and actually two visitors, and we had a bit of an incident. If you're a long-term subscriber to the channel, you should know what that is. But this time now I am here, like I said, for redemption. So I've just finished up my first evening of a 2-day one-to-one, and I came to this location for sunset and the conditions looked ideal. So I decided to, after I dropped the client back, I'm going to come here because I do think it's going to be nice for sunrise. So I'm going to, you'll know anyway what it is, you might have seen the thumbnail, but I'm going to get about maybe 2.5, maybe 3 hours sleep, and then I'm going to wake up and I'm hopefully going to be rewarded with some excellent conditions. And when I first pulled up there, it's almost a full moon, so I decided to take a shot at night, and I think looking at the back of the camera, it looks beautiful. I'll give you a look at this shot now, and I'll talk to you in the morning. Let's go. Oh, it's looking good, folks. It's looking good. The conditions are almost ideal. There's a bit of ripple appearing in the water, so I want to get cracking pretty quickly. But yeah, look at this. No clouds, but that's okay. I knew there wasn't going to be clouds. We're going to take the short walk. Let's go. Not only is it looking good, it's looking great. You can see there's a bit of mist now as well coming across here. The water has calmed down again, thankfully, and I think I'm going to be in for some nice light. Now I am missing clouds from the sky, but that's fine because I know I'm going to get some light when the sun pops up over here. But it is going to be great to finally get this shot after many attempts. Now, I've been here a number of times before. I mentioned yesterday evening when I arrived that the last time I was here was last September. I've been here with my buddy Darren as well in the past, and I came completely at the wrong conditions. It was windy, blowing a gale, but now it is just so peaceful and so calm. The reflections here on these trees is absolutely stunning. However, I am seeing that there's quite a lot of damage that has happened to these trees over the winter storm. So there's a number of trees that are down over here that are no longer going to be there. So I imagine over time this won't be as impressive as it is even now. Now it's a lot less now than what it was before, but as you can see here, it still looks beautiful. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm here. Last time I was here, like I say, with Tom and Neil, we went over this pathway and around the other side because Tom believed that the best composition from this location would be over here. Maybe he's right. So if we get the light that comes up, I'm close enough that I can go and do that. But yeah, we're pre-dawn right now and it is looking fantastic. It's cold, as you can see by my breath, but that's great because that's going to give us that fog. I've taken a shot here pre-dawn. I'll give you a look at that. And I also tried to do a panoramic. So if I turn this around naturally, it might be easier to show you. So I did a panoramic from there, coming all the way around here with these reflections the whole way through. Also you get this, you won't get the camera obviously, and then you get the reflections of that coming right over to here. I don't know if it's going to work out or not. It's not going to be an easy one to do because I'm playing with being lit, as you can see here, with the sun behind me versus the sun lighting me. It's a completely different exposure, but I've manually done it the whole way through in the camera, and hopefully I've been able to balance it. But yeah, excited now to see what type of shots I can get here when the light comes up. But even looking at these pre-dawn ones, they're looking mwah. Yes, I'm happy. Here's the shots. it's shaping up nicely to be a great shoot. You can see now the mist coming in all around me here. Now, one thing I forgot to mention actually is there's one problem with this location, and it is these power lines that you might be able to see here. They run right through the scene. Now, I'm not going to take them out. I'm going to leave them in the image because I think it's more authentic, and it is something that, you know, I actually discussed with Tom when he was here, and he decided to make his video actually about it, was either leave them in or take them out. Now, you can take them out, and this technology is great to take them out, but I want to leave them in because if somebody arrives here and never here before, and they rock up, they go, what the heck? Have these only just been put in? I never saw those in the images. So it is more authentic. It's not obviously more picturesque, but you know, for me, I decided to leave them in. At the moment now, I have my drone. It is in this direction over here, and I'm doing a time lapse of the sunrise. So hopefully that will work out as well. So I'm multitasking. Who says men can't multitask? But yeah, I'm waiting now for this to catch a bit of light, but even as it is right now, it's still stunning. The water is still flat cam, and you can see we're getting that light there now in the distance. This is going to be even better, I believe. Here's what I've taken in the meantime. Light is constantly changing now. The sun still isn't up actually, but I am starting to see a bit of a faint glow here now appearing on this peak. I'll give you a closer look at that. But I think now what I'm waiting for is once that lights and that area behind me, then it's going to light up this area here, which will sit nicely within the frame. And then once it does light that up, we'll have obviously a lot of ambient light then as well, and direct light. And I think I'll head down the pathway here, down to behind, and I'll get that shot in honor of Tom, just to see if he's right or wrong. I might as well do it while I'm here and we have the conditions. If you remember in that video, I said all we need effectively is flat cam water, some mist coming through, and then some direct light lighting up this area over here, which will happen this morning. So I will take that shot, but I'm going to wait now and catch it first of all when the light hits it here, and once it fully hits it, then I'll move down to behind. Hopefully I won't have it burnt off by the time I get down there, but it's only a short trip. But I'll give you a look at the shots that I've taken now in the meantime, and then once this kicks off, I'll chat to you then. Now, as I'm waiting here, you can see the light is just now coming up here to the right-hand side of the island. And a good trick there is to put your camera onto f/16 or higher, but ideally f/16 depending on the lens, and you will end up getting a sunstar. And a sunstar now on the right-hand side of this image with this mist and the light coming through is looking absolutely stunning. Now, the light as well has come up onto this mountain that's over here, so that's also now balancing out the image. So I'm getting the sun on the right hand side, I'm getting the light that's here, I'm using this as my leading line, and then I'm getting the Pine Island and the reflections and the mist. So everything really that I had wanted to happen is happening, and I'm happy now with the shot. Maybe a bit more mist, you know, maybe a few dancing flamingos, who knows, but either which way, I think the shot is stunning. Here's the shot. now that the light has come up, I decided to come over here and have a look at Thomas Heaton's composition, and to be honest with you, it actually is quite nice. So I've had to put the camera, as you can see here, quite high because I wanted to get separation. So you see these rocks that are here, you get this beautiful reflection and you get that gorgeous side light, and obviously the mist as well that's coming through. Now, by having the camera down lower, if I switch you around here and give you an idea, so from this height here, you see I've got separation, but if I drop down here, then they're too close and they're actually overlapping, and that's the standard height that I have the camera at. So by putting the camera up to this height, you now get separation in relation to that. Additionally, if you move here, so for example, if you look at this rock here, so from this position, that rock is now cutting into the top of the mountain there. If I move over to this side, it's still cutting in. If I move to here, I can put the mountain in between the two, but the top of that rock is now, and that's still cutting it off. So it's important that when you get your composition, you know, move. So by moving again like this here, you see now that they're all separated, and then I'm framing up my shot, something similar to that. And I still think that's going to be a lovely image. What I might actually do now is I might send the drone back up because the light is there, the mist is nice, and I give you a look at the Tom Heaton shot here now, and then I'll send the drone up as well after that. And then I'll check back in and see what else happens on this stunning, stunning morning. What an absolutely stunning, calm and peaceful morning. Except for me, obviously, flying the drone around. So if anybody who has heard that here, because there's a couple of other photographers, I met one actually, Tom, nice to meet you. Sorry for the annoying sound of the drone. I tried to keep it away, but the footage was so incredible. Now you can see here that the light is getting quite harsh and it is starting to burn off quite a lot of the mist, so I am going to finish up this episode. I hope you enjoyed coming along on this adventure with me, and before I finish up, I'd like to thank everybody who supports me on my Patreon page. Your support means the world to me, and I couldn't be going to places like this without your assistance and help. If you want to join this group on Patreon, there'll be a link in the description below, and thanks to everybody below here for your continued support. So if it's your first time on the channel, please do hit the subscribe button, give me a like, give me a comment, and until the next time, slán go fóill.